Are you ready to dive into the wild and wacky world of the Russian language? Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a linguistic roller coaster that's going to be as entertaining as it is educational. But first, let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever tried to pronounce Здравствуйте without feeling like you're gargling marbles? Or maybe you've wondered why Russian words seem to have more consonants than a game of Scrabble gone wrong? And what about that famous Russian vodka? Is it really as strong as the language itself? Stick around, because by the end of this journey, you'll not only have a solid grasp of 35 essential Russian words, but you'll also be armed with enough humor to make even the sternest babushka crack a smile. Let's kick things off with some basics. First up, privet. This little gem means hi, and is the perfect way to greet your friends. It's casual, it's friendly, and it won't make you sound like you just stepped out of a 19th century novel. Now picture this: you walk into a room full of people, you throw your arms wide open and you bellow, privet! The room goes silent, and then, bam! Everyone bursts out laughing because you just nailed the Russian greeting. You're welcome. Next, let's learn how to say thank you. The Russian phrase is spasibo, so spasibo. You'll want to use this one often, especially when someone hands you a shot of vodka. It's polite, it's necessary, and trust me, it can save you from a world of awkwardness. Just imagine you're at a party, someone pours you a drink, and instead of just nodding like a confused tourist, you confidently say spasibo. Now you're not just a guest, you're a guest with style. While we're on the subject of drinks, let's not forget about vodka. Yes, the infamous spirit that has fueled countless stories, both hilarious and regrettable. It's not just a drink, it's a cultural phenomenon. And when you're in Russia, you'll want to know how to order it. Just walk up to the bar and confidently say, "Я хочу vodku," which means I want vodka. Trust me, the bartender will appreciate your effort, and you'll be one step closer to fitting in with the locals. Now let's switch gears and learn how to ask for directions. G'day, God means where. This is crucial when you find yourself lost in a city that feels like a labyrinth designed by a particularly mischievous architect. Picture this: you're standing in the middle of Red Square, surrounded by stunning architecture, but you have no idea how to get to the nearest banya, sauna. You raise your hand, look someone in the eye, and with a look of sheer determination, you ask, "De?" It's simple, effective, and will make you feel like a true adventurer. Speaking of adventures, let's learn how to say yes and no. Da means yes, and net and yet means no. These two words are your bread and butter when navigating any conversation. Want to go to a Russian ballet? Duh. Want to try herring under a fur coat? Net. With just these two words, you can master the art of polite refusal and enthusiastic acceptance. It's like having a superpower, and trust me, you'll use it more than you think. Now let's add some more flavor to our vocabulary. Пожалуйста, means please. This word is your golden ticket to politeness in any situation. Whether you're asking for a favor, ordering food, or just trying to be a decent human being, sprinkle this word into your sentences like confetti. Imagine trying to get a taxi in Moscow. You confidently say, "Taxi, пожалуйста," taxi please. The driver will look at you, nod, and suddenly you're not just another tourist, you're a VIP. Next we have izvinite, which means excuse me or I'm sorry. This is essential when you accidentally bump into someone while trying to navigate the crowded streets. You'll want to whip this one out like a ninja star. Izvinite, you exclaim, and just like that, you've diffused a potentially awkward situation. Bonus points if you can say it with a charming smile. Let's not forget the classic "Как дела," which means how are you? This is a great conversation starter and can lead to all sorts of delightful exchanges. Just imagine you meet a local, and instead of the usual small talk, you confidently ask, "Как дела?" They might look surprised at your fluency, and before you know it, you're deep in a conversation about life, love, and the best places to get pelmeni, Russian dumplings. Now let's add a bit of flair with klasno, which means cool. Use this word liberally when you're trying to impress your new Russian friends. They show you a cool trick. Klasno. They tell you about their favorite band. Klasno. You'll be the life of the party, and they'll love your enthusiasm. And what's a language lesson without some food vocabulary? Edash, yeda, jaz means very food. You'll want to shout this out loud when you're starving and need to find a place to eat. Imagine walking through a bustling market, your stomach growling, and you yell, "Iri!" People will turn, and suddenly you're the star of the show. They might even point you to the best street vendor selling blini, Russian pancakes. Let's throw in dengi, which means money. You'll need this one when you're trying to haggle at a market or figure out how much that beautiful Matryoshka doll costs. Just imagine you're in a vibrant bazaar and you look at a vendor with determination saying, "Skolka stoit, dengi." How much does it cost? Money. You'll feel like a savvy shopper. And who doesn't want that? Now let's learn some family vocabulary. Semya means family. It's a warm and fuzzy word that connects you to the heart of Russian culture. When you meet someone and they ask about your family, you can proudly say, "У меня большая семья." I have a big family. You'll instantly bond over stories of family gatherings. And who knows, maybe you'll even get invited to a Russian family dinner. Speaking of dinners, let's learn how to say delicious. Vkusno is the word you'll want to use when you're savoring a hearty bowl of borscht or a plate of beef stroganoff. Picture yourself at a table filled with traditional Russian dishes. You take a bite and with a satisfied grin, you exclaim, "Vkusno." Suddenly, everyone at the table is nodding in agreement, and you're officially part of the culinary club. Now, let's add some fun with shutka, which means joke. You'll want to sprinkle this into conversations when you're trying to lighten the mood. Imagine you're at a gathering and someone tells a corny joke. You chime in with, "Eta shutka." That's a joke. And everyone bursts into laughter. You've just become the life of the party, and it feels fantastic. As we wrap up our whirlwind tour of the Russian language, let's not forget the essential phrase, "Yana ponimayu," which means "I don't understand." This is your safety net for when things get a bit too complicated. You're at a cafe and the barista starts rattling off options in rapid-fire Russian. You smile and say, "Yana ponimayu," and suddenly you're back in control. It's like a magic spell that gets you out of tricky situations. So there you have it, 35 essential Russian words that will help you navigate the language with humor and flair. You've got greetings, food, family, and even jokes under your belt. Now let's circle back to those questions I asked at the beginning. Did you manage to pronounce Zdravstvuyte? Did you feel the rush of excitement when you learned how to ask for vodka? And most importantly, are you ready to impress your friends with your newfound linguistic skills? Remember, language is not just about words. It's about connection, culture, and a whole lot of fun. So go out there, embrace the Russian language, and don't forget to say spasibo along the way. With these words in your arsenal, you're not just a learner. You're a linguistic adventurer ready to take on the world, one hilarious mispronunciation at a time.